So, okay, we're going. Good. Everyone, says Will from Productions², and we are back to do some more stuff for our advanced weapon plugin. So, last weekend, or over the weekend, we got to working on the saving stuff, and we're running into some issues there, obviously. And it's not even open. Alright. So let's go ahead and work on that for now. And then we can start thinking about what we want to... I can start thinking about what I want to do for the plugin commands. And, I mean, obviously we're going to have commands to turn off the repair and the refinement systems. Those two I know are planned, but there might also be other commands, like, for example, showing the label color for when things are either going to be increased, or they're being their cost or requirement or something, or being reduced or what have you. The label colors for those when they're printed. Some other stuff we'll have to dig through the code and see what we can pull out, or what maybe we should pull out. So let's go ahead and get this started. I did close Toy Blocks, but for now we'll just we'll leave it as it is. The new game. Let's go grab weapons and go to save. I'll overwrite the fifth one. Alright, bonuses not defined. So, and I figured that might be because there's a null being passed through or something. Or it's because there are no bonuses for the first weapon. For the swords, because there's no tag on those. So let's go to this, what is this line? Yeah, so what I'm thinking is we put a condition here that says, if object.keys bonuses.length is greater than 0, so if there are actually elements inside of the bonuses, then do it, otherwise don't. So that we can skip by anything that doesn't have a note tag. Again, because we need to also support weapons that may not have note tags, that may not be part of the system. Ideally, every weapon would be part of the system, but there might be cases where you don't want to have them in there. So what we will do is just that. So if come on, stop doing that, damn it. I'm gonna push this keyboard back a bit more. Here we go. Alright, so if object.keys, set cats again, bonuses dot length is greater than 0, continue, else don't. I'll just grab all this and tab it in. So I think we just get rid of this, because I think this is what we were trying to do with this. This is for the level bonuses. Well, it's for... Let's see. Traits, yeah, these are the level bonuses. Right, okay, that's right. This is from before, so we don't need that. But we do need to have another thing there. So that'll handle those, and maybe, we'll see. Maybe it's actually something else. But let's see what happens with that. If there are any nulls, then that should deal with them. We'll have to figure out why there's nulls being passed later on, but I think it's just because of the note tag issue. So, new game. Alright, so what do we got now? No, so I got a bonuses not defined. So bonuses, bonus. Well, bonuses is being passed in here. And it does work down here, so I know it works elsewhere, but I don't know. Let's put a break here and see what we're actually doing. Guess it doesn't have to be up there anywhere. It should be here, I suppose. I would also like to throw a breakpoint here so we can see what's actually coming through on the watch list. Alright, so go to the call stack. Let's go and close all. Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and delete all this. And then we need to. So it's game party dot underscore weapons and then PWID. Not available. Alright, we'll use that. That's the same thing. Okay, so basic iron sword, that's fine. I think that we don't need this one or this one. This one. Don't need that anymore. We don't need that. So I'm thinking that we just disable all of these, and then once we hit, because it works up until a certain point, and I want to figure out what that point is. Okay, so here we have a. Okay, that's interesting. So there's oh no, it failed there. Interesting. So it failed on the katana. So that's interesting, actually. So let's see, level bonuses. So params, this one's right. Let's go ahead and re-enable that breakpoint there. So what's bonus? Bonus is dir. And what is bonuses? At bonus. It is an array. Okay, so that's right. Okay, but we need to make this into a not Java list, a JSON object list. But that still shouldn't cause it to throw that error that doesn't exist. Oh, there's a typo. Bonuses. Still, though, we need to fix this because this isn't going to work the way we want it to. So we need to have a var, let's call it var list, or val list rather. So val list equals that for var dir inc in bonus is bonus. val list dot push, or no, val list dot, yeah, I gotta do this. Gotta do it this way, or else we're gonna have to create an X and, well, we have to, yeah, it's better to do it this way anyway. Either way, we have to have an iterator to iterate the ID, the key for the val list. Var I1 equals 0. This way it's built in instead of having to do it manually. I1 is less than bonuses dot bonuses object dot key object dot keys. Or no, wait. This is going to be a list. So we can just say bonuses bonus dot length I1 plus plus. Then dir equals val list. Okay. So, once all this is done, we have to throw all this then into level bonuses. So at the very end of this, we have to then say, inside of the, otherwise we just want to leave them blank. So, LV level bonuses. So, dir equals dir params equals parms. I think I called it parms, yeah. Okay, eparms, then parms? I guess so. Eparms, parms, s parms traits. So, eparams. Or is it x params? Well, this is new. So we can call them whatever the hell we want to. Because we have to build this, the stuff to pull this out of here, we have to build this into the loader, so we can call it whatever we want to. Eparms. Params equals parms. Level bonuses. There we go. S params equals S params. Okay. So that'll set the level bonuses, and then we'll return it. So either it'll have something or it'll be empty. Alright. Crap. Let's throw the breakpoint down here now so we can see what level bonuses will contain once it's come out of there. So you kind of verify. Level bonuses not defined. Oh, it's just LV bonuses. E-parms, not defined. What? Is it all? Oh, it's all lowercase. Technically, it should be uppercase for following proper naming protocols. Which means crap, everything's got to change now. Alright, so E-parms, parms, S-parms. That wasn't too bad, I guess. Okay. Actually, we should probably name these the same as what they're called in the actual thing, so let's make sure they're all lowercase. That'll make it easier to move them over on loading. Well, not necessarily easier, I just want to remember that one side is going to be capital, one side won't be capitalized, camel case. Alright, so save 5. Okay. So, level bonuses. The first one is empty because that's what it's supposed to be. Second one, we've got our durability values. We've got E-params. We've got our regular params. That should only be 2. Yep. Or rather, only 6 on this one, only 2 on this one. No S-params, traits. There are a lot of empty traits. Oh wait, this is per level, right? Duh. Of course there are lots of empty ones. There's supposed to be lots of empty ones. Alright, good. That looks good. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit continue. And it's saved. Let's go ahead and check the save file now. Toy box, where are you? There you are. So file 5. So Verweps, party weapons. So 1. I'm not seeing whatchamacallit yet in this, but that might be fine. And this one. Nope, I'm not seeing it. Crap. Not seeing the level bonuses in here. Next question is, did we actually add them into the save contents, or did we just create them? Yeah, I think that's what we did. Our traits isn't there either. That's interesting. Nope, it's not there. So I haven't actually tested that yet. Alright, let's go ahead and uncomment those. Let's see what they produce. Let's go ahead and disable our breakpoints. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There. So let's pull this over here so I can see it better when it gets buried behind a bunch of windows. Alright, save game. And then I want to go to toy box, and it's not toy box. This is, we're going to do refresh. Alright, so now what have we got in here? So we have level bonuses, which is good. I'm not seeing traits though. Level bonuses is in there though. So traits are still not processed correctly. Let's see, what about on the other one? Or we actually have data we can verify. Oops, not this one. This one. Level bonuses. Alright, so durability 11, that's fine. Because there's always this empty thing here that I think is defining defining the structure of this whatever this JSON object kind of thing is. So that's good. All that's there. What about eparm 6? That's 11. That's good. Good. That's fine because there's nothing there. And then perfect. And then 3 has all the stuff in it. Oh wait, okay, so here we have an issue here. It's not saving the information on the actual trait. Since there's nothing here, we should have 3. We should have the code, the data ID, and the value in here, but we don't. So we'll need to take a look at that code, and then also then the trait code itself for the traits object. All right. So let's see. Down here in traits. So I thought we could get away with it, but maybe we can't. Well, see, this is interesting. So those inner ones we're using, it's an array, but it's an array of objects, object literals. So we have this, then we have traits, which is an array, but it's an array on the right one. It's an array of object literals. So we have an array, but then, well, technically it's an array, but this is an array element, and inside of the element is the object. We want to pull this out of it. Yeah, so I guess that might be why. So we might need to then say, so we're pulling the we're already past that point. So let's see what's in the level bonuses. How's it actually structured? So traits 0, 0. So this is the level, and then this is the trait in that level. So what it should look like is probably more like this, where we have this object, and then we have an object inside of it, which actually I guess is this kind of notation, but at the same time, these aren't getting printed out, or aren't making it through the JSON encoder to be saved. So let's go ahead and do that then. Let's go ahead and so var new trait. So let me say new trait dot code equals alright, let's see how that works. See if the encoder will accept that or not. So let's go to save, overwrites 5. Okay, no errors, which is good. Now what's the actual content look like? There we go. Now we have it. So yeah, we had to recreate it. Alright. Yeah. There we go. So now we'll have to do something similar for traits probably. That's probably why they're not being processed into the save file. Yeah, definitely. So, return trait, new, var, new trait. Actually, let's just do this. And then we just rename what we need to. New traits, so trait array becomes traits. Oh, we're not returning them either. It also helps if we did that. Okay, so new trait. Every time we go through, we are pulling trait values out of traits. Well, yeah, because there are going to be multiple traits. There's no level, so we put them in a new trait, take new trait, stuff that into return traits. I1, not I2. Oops. And then return it. Okay, let's have a look. This should fix everything now. So everything should be in the save file. Alright, let's go to new. 4 party weapons. We'll need to now go through and look at the how it's processing the actors. So let's go to save, overwrite, then toy box, refresh, and look at the save file. And we now have traits. And in traits we have perfect. Awesome. Alright, so everything's in here now. So now, what we did up here, down here we have to do up here. Because all this is also going to apply up here. So, base params just becomes base params. Add params just becomes add params. Final params just becomes final params. SP and EX params just become those. And then traits and level bonuses as well. Alright. And then we need to replace this bit here and then copy and paste all this back into the code. Okay. So let's go over to someone. I'm interested in what the save actually does with the actors themselves, because they get saved up here in their own thing. So what do they get saved with? So let's see, equips. We do have equips. We have 5. So okay, so the very first one. Okay, so the first one becomes a game assist weapon item. So that's good then. So it's just actually saving the data rather than converting it or something. Now the problem here is that this data here. Now, see what we could do is we could figure out where it's actually. Well, actually, what it's doing is on the make game contents. It's just taking the game actors global variable and just throwing it into a variable that it's this actors thing for this contents file. What we want to so what we do then is we just overwrite this with whatever we're pulling in from our var weapons down here, which actually shouldn't be. What should we call it? Not var weapons. We'll figure out what to call it later. But that's what it's called for now. But we'll just overwrite it with what's there in that var weps / whatever in the future contents object. So let's just run this through with this here and see what comes out, and then we'll see where we need to do any work at. It should pretty much be exactly the same, with just the added elements of having the actor ID and the slot ID. Everything else should be the same. Alright, so let's go ahead and equip Harold with this katana. And then save. Okay, it didn't crash or anything, I don't think. So let's see what's in the save file. Underneath actor weapons. So now, well, actually all of these would have them, wouldn't it? So let's see if the traits is in here. Traits is in here. We have 3. We have values here. Good. Actually, that's very good. That means it's gonna work. This should have nothing in it because those are fine. I'm more interested in the level bonuses for the one Harold has, since that has the actual tag on it. That's indicating. Good. Everything is still here. Good. 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 Traits. Good. Alright. So now, actor ID is 1, which is right. And then slot ID should be 0 because we are just hard coding that in for now. We'll have to do something different with that once we handle the dual wielding use case. Because at that point, it could be slot 0 or slot 1. But by default, you can only equip a weapon onto the weapon slot, not the shield slot, so it's only going to handle 0 for now, for testing purposes. And maybe that might be a, well, No, if you can dual wield, it should handle dual wielded weapons too. Yeah. So that's good, so that'll help. This looks all correct. So now the loading. So now we're going to do all of that crap in reverse. And we got to put it into the proper format that it expects it to have inside of the game. So saving is done now. Now loading. We're going to get rid of this stuff. We don't need it. Whoa. Wrong button. Okay. So process load contents. So I was just hoping we could do this. No, we can't do that. We'll have to build a game instance weapon, and then let's see if we need to do a just new one without anything in it, without processing it, passing anything into there. Can we do 2 constructors? This is something I don't know about. I mean, in like C++ and Java and C# you can do that. But can you do 2 constructors or initializers at the same time with different parameter lists, argument lists, and not have it freak out? Well, let's find out. Game instance weapon dot prototype dot initialize and then we'll just call init members. And we said members again. Actually, it's called members. What the hell? Awesome. I called it members on this one by accident. Crap. Okay. So now if we load this up. Okay, it didn't freak out. But it is actually hanging. Well, that's interesting. So, oh, it is definitely hanging. Yep. So why would that cause it to hang? Because it can't determine which one to use. Because it sees them both as the same thing. Because JavaScript is stupid and can't tell that one constructor is different from another. Damn. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. JavaScript is not smart enough to do proper object constructor whatever validation, or basically can't tell that one function that has it can't tell that functions with the same names are different based on the parameter lists. Which I guess makes sense because JavaScript is not a programming language, it's a scripting language, hence JavaScript. Which is kind of where all the problems with MV come from when you're working in it and have to like make these weird things like weird concessions in coding, like for example having to make sure that you have well, let's see, there's like everything you have everything. Like everything about how you code in JavaScript is weird. And just like from like var, for example. So since JavaScript is not a programming language, it has no types. So you use var to like store all this information. And it has types, but they're not real types. Let's put it that way. If it was a real type, you'd say int instead of var. So var is just an object that you're storing data into. And JavaScript has some functions that then look at that data and tell you what type it is, and you can use that to do type checking with, but there are no actual types. It's basically just everything's an object. Or at least most everything is an object. Well, I guess arrays are still objects, but it just leads to so many headaches. Though it is very easy to use, so that's probably why they chose to put it in JavaScript and move away from Ruby. Although I would contest that. I think Ruby, once you actually understand a little bit of the language, is easier to read than JavaScript. No, I take that back. C+ and C#, the new C#. C# and C++ are easier than JavaScript to read, but I think Ruby is a little more esoteric. Anyway, so we need to figure out a way. So I guess we could say that if all this is null, okay, so if wep is not null, and then else if wep. Okay, never mind. We already handled that. I already thought of this, and I didn't realize it. So if wep is nothing, it's not going to do any of this stuff, which is good. But it will call init members, which will initialize an empty constructor. So we could just call this with no parameters, and it'll be the same as passing through nulls on everything. I mean, just doing it, though, is like, it irks me as a programmer, because You would never do that in an actual programming language. In fact, you wouldn't be allowed to do that. The compiler would basically try and kill you if you tried to do that. It'd reach out from the screen and try and strangle you. But what we'll do here is just that. So on the load, which is not that, that's save. We want to go back down to the load, which is down here. So we will call this and set it up, and that'll be the act weapon. Now, we need to undo, or basically redo the undoing of what we did up here. So, we basically need to do this in reverse. So where we're creating everything into object literal lists and things like that here, we need to reverse them from that to other things. So this is where we're going to get the crazy list object and object and object kind of thing going on. Now here's the thing though, some of them have to remain object lists, so we have to like undo them, but undo them correctly. And that's where it gets really annoying. So let's just go to new game. I will turn on, I do have that turned on add params. Good. I will let that breakpoint hit. Actually, let's get one of these weapons first. Save, overwrite. Okay. So I'm going to use the. I'm going to use this to kind of be able to figure out how to construct this. So traits is actually an array. Actually, let's go to the next one since that's going to have all the stuff in it. So all these are actual durabilities, but all the params are object literals that contain arrays. Traits is an array that contains an object literal, and durability is just an array, and these have object literals that contain arrays. So we need to figure out how to do this right. That's when they're saved. When they're loaded back in, then they're actually all objects. So so we need to process load contents. Okay, so there. And it's the same for the parameters. The parameters are all lists, and the types are also lists of object literals. So we'll need to do those as well. So base params equals whatever. We'll comment these out for now. Var add params. Alright, so var level bonuses equals, so what do we call this? Encode level bonuses, I guess. I'll call it decode level LV bonuses. And we'll pass through the level bonuses thing here. So it's going to be called level bonuses. It's probably down here somewhere, but I don't see it at the moment. Oh, there it is, yeah. So this is on the actor weapons. we'll have to do this for the game party as well, so I'll just comment that out for now. Now, we need to actually build that function. That should be this dot. Okay. Yeah. So those are part of it as well. So, game instance weapon handler dot prototype dot decode. We'll call the other one encode instead of gen. Decode LV bonuses. And it'll pass through bonuses. So again, there, level bonuses. So now on the initial version of it, it is a what? An object. Alright, so we're still object. Next we have which is a list. So var dir equals list. So var eparms equals so that should be an object. Var parms equals object, and var sparms is object. Now traits. Traits is traits is an array. It's an array containing objects. Okay. Except that's not the one we want. This one's the one we want. So, yeah, traits is an array, and it contains an array that contains an object. Right, so it's a double, so it's basically a multi-dimensional array that then contains, multiple objects. So, traits is an array, level is an array, the trait itself is still an object. So, yeah, that should be fun. So, still, var traits is an array. Okay, now, if object dot so if there's actual stuff in the bonuses argument that we pass through, then we want to go through it. Object dot keys bonuses dot for each function bonus if bonus. So if bonus is durability, then We need to do another object dot keys bonuses bonus. So now, we just have to call dir dot push dir inc. Well, let's call it dir inc instead of level. That's getting ahead a bit. So durability increase. So if you look over here, bonuses, durability. So we're going through each one of these and we're pulling out the value. Oh yeah, value. So yeah. Because the dir inc is now a key. So actually no, never mind. That can be level. I was thinking correctly. I just didn't realize I was thinking correctly. So the key is the level, and then the value is the bonus increase. So we just push that into the dir list. Okay. So else if bonus equals eparms or eparams. So now this is a little bit more complicated. So we have low bonuses, durability, that's done. So now we go to eparams. So first of all, the first element in here is going to be the parameter ID. Then inside of that's going to be another object, another set of object literals that will then be the levels and then the values. So this still has to be an object. The level for this is an object. It's like eparms object 6 is the key, and then the value is an array. So eparms, then we have to do object dot keys. Bonuses, bonus dot for each function param ID. So now what we do is we say sparms param ID equals another one of these. Then we say object dot keys So should the level go in here, or should it go outside of this? So it's going to loop through each time for each level. So bonus is bonus, so bonus is eparams, then any params is a thing for each parameter ID, then in that is a level for each increase to that parameter over the level. Yes, because the level will be a no. Yes, no, no. Because, yes, because now we have to do another one down, because this isn't an array yet, it's still an object list. So if we're looking at this, so level bonuses, the first object keys list, or object keys loop goes into here. Gets us to here. The third one, or the first one gets us to here. The second one gets us to here. The third one gets us to here. Oh no, it's 1 to 1. So level to value, level to value, level to value. So yeah, actually, we can do it with just this one. So the level, so we can just say, like we did with the durability, we can just do sparms parameter, then level equals and that should fill it. Those weren't really set up correctly. Okay, there we go. Also, if bonus equals params, and we'll just do the exact same thing. Actually, it should be e-params. I don't know why I said s-params. Of course, these are just params on this one, and then we can just copy that down again for and that one's good for s-params. Now, traits. So, traits need to be an array. The array is the level. The array element is the level. Inside of that array, we have to have another array that then contains the object information. Now, over here, everything's an object. So, the first object keys loop will get us to here. The next one will get us into the level. The next one will get us into the object. So 1, 2, 3. We need 3 loops, basically. The first loop will build an array. The second one will build an array, and the third one will build. We'll put the trait object into the second array, the second level array. So, else if bonus is equals traits. Okay. So, traits. Okay. So we have to do the push after we process things. So that don't need to have anything there. So now we need to go through the first. So this gets us to traits. We need to then go through each level. So object.keys traits, or actually bonuses dot for each function level. So the level then contains another array. Or no. Does it contain an array? Let me see. So traits is an array. Each element of that array contains an array. And each element of that inner array is an object. So yeah, there's two list levels. Two array levels. So on the save file though, this is a list of objects. Inside of there is a list of objects, yeah, and then in there's the list of actual trait objects. So we do need to go through. So so levels, so traits, that contains a level plus an array, which has an object as a value. So the second level has the object in it. All right. So then we have to say var level equals list. Crap. Screwed that up somehow. Now, yeah, another. So this gets us to the level. Then for each object inside of the level, we need to build a new array element. So, yeah, for object.keys. Okay. So, let's go ahead and save this and reload the code. We've got some issues. So, unexpected token at 10.935. That's bracket. Oh. There. Failed the first test. And there we go, no problems. Okay, so, go back to sources, 1095, 935, whatever it was. Process load contents decode. Alright, I'll put a breakpoint down here. And if it doesn't fail before it reaches that point. Okay, yeah, it pretty much failed right off the bat. Alright, so let's go look at... so a WID is not defined. Because it's ActWep, not WID. Very well. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. We're trying to get the, okay, yeah. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. As to why that failed. I think those were there from before when I was trying to do something different. Or I was going a different direction with it. Alright, so can't read property of apply, that's fine. So actually, maybe we have to pass through something to that then. At the same time, we don't have to pass through every argument. Let's check where it's happening at. Undefined game instance weapon from handler. Yeah, so it doesn't allow us to do an empty. Interesting. So if I just pass through false or null, I guess, or empty or whatever. Where are you? There you are here. So if I just say let's just see if that works. Damn. So this is interesting because I've noticed there's times when you don't have to pass through every argument. And it doesn't fail. Same place. 1105. Well, it's on its weapon now. 10981, which is here. 10981. So null. Let's just pass through nulls and everything. So null, null. Slots, null. False. I think there's only 4 parameters. Yeah. Continue. Damn. Oh, I could say new. Actually, that should work. We have to say new though. I think. There we go, yeah. Okay, so we are now at the bottom of this. Let's see what we have in here. Well, that's fine for the first one. Or wait. What is in... So, let me just go back up to the call stack a second here to load contents. Actor weps. Sword. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, continue. That's fine. I thought I'd saved it with the katana, but I guess I didn't. Oh yeah, it should be katana on 5. I wonder if this being open made it not save or something. Alright, let's go ahead and We'll save it on slot on 6 here, slot 6. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the title and load that. And see, cannot convert undefined or null to objects. Okay. Let's put a breakpoint there and put one here. So new, that's good. New is good. Even if it's a crazy error, new is good. Alright, let's see. What do we got in? So I'm just going to get rid of this actually. Delete all. Well, level bonuses can stay. If we type it correctly, it can stay. But we need to do this to underscore actor weapons. Alright, Town of Darkness, it's fine. So level bonuses. Alright, so that's there. So now let's add in bonus, and bonus. Can't convert undefined or null to an object. And that happens on traits. Alright, so we'll put a break there. Okay, so bonus is traits. Traits is fine. Inside of traits we have 0, and inside of that we have our information. So, next question is, oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that could be why we're overriding the level parameter with our own level variable on the inside. So we're turning the object into an empty array and then trying to do an object keys on an empty array, which is obviously going to fail. So we'll call it new level instead of level. Okay, I think that's probably the issue, so let's just do a continue, take out those breakpoints. Alright, so traits is not defined. Oh, tates, nice. And typos to the rescue. Or not to the not rescue, I guess. No, what is wrong with you? Why is traits still not defined? Traits, oh god, 2 typos. Typoed both ends of this thing. Damn. Okay. Alright, so we got down here. So what do we got now? dir eparms parms sparms and traits. So durability is an array. It's good. All the data's there. 6. Good. Good. Should be nothing there because there's nothing to bring in. And then we have. So how does this look compared to this one? So we have traits. Inside of the trait should be. Inside of this should be a 0, then the object. Down here we have. Okay, so. So I believe that the intersection is actually so inside of this array element should be an object key. So we're just throwing in the values. New trait. Interesting. So it's just like 1, 2, 3. But what's really annoying is that when you're looking at an array, it has the same notation here, so you don't really know if, because I mean this is the value in there, but is this actually an array index or is this a? Okay, there we go. Traits 3.0. We'll see that it has that there too. So durability 0. So what if we do a type of to see? So traits dot 0 or traits 0 dot type of, or actually I think it's type of. So inside of there is an object. So this is purely an object. This is an array of objects. So this needs to be. We're not defining a key for this. 1 down here. Now the issue is. Well, no, we could use trait. Trait could be that. So we just call it new traits instead of trait. Okay, so this has to come out here then. As does this. Alright, last run through this and then we'll stop for the moment, for right now. Alright, so continue. Alright, so traits. Alright, so traits. That looks the same. Let's actually, can I pull this up? I can't. I have to get rid of all these other things to see this side by side up here. So that's fine. So traits, this looks correct. Well, no, it actually doesn't. Because this still doesn't have the... We have the array here. Oh, because we're looking at the wrong thing. That's the input. We want to see this up here. No, it still doesn't look right though. And it still has 10. Oh yeah, see. Well, let's see. Actor weapons. So actually, this is the input, isn't it? So what we want to see is can we throw in game? No, they won't be in there, will they? Yet. Damn. Okay, so. Well, the codes are undefined, which is fine. Well, not fine, but... No, I didn't even do this one properly. So, I think we need to do one more time through. Because this is the level, then each level there is a trait. Well, in each level there is a list of traits. So I think we have to go function trait list. And then I lied, we'll do one more and see if this works. If not, then we'll save trying to fix this for later. I think this might work. Still undefined. But at least now we're getting, we're getting all the values now. So we're getting 3 in here, but all 3 of these now are undefined. Code is undefined, ID is undefined, data is undefined. So maybe instead of this, we say just equals trait. Okay, so okay, so that's interesting. So every wow, so every one of these becomes its own object. So we have to do another one based on the trait param. Damn. All right. So then this becomes trait parm. Trait parms. Objects dot keys. This is so new traits. So new traits. Crap. So how should we do this? So I guess we'll need to